Action. Hi, everybody. My name is Andy Cole. I'm the CEO of GEMS. And tonight, I'm so honored again to broadcast our event on Binance Live, organized by Blocklike and co-organized by Let's and also GEMS. And also today, we are very honored to invite 6 speakers, Obasi from Cassava, and Ben from Formless, also Vladimir from Blocksport, Jamie from Canoe Finance, and Tom from IQ Protocol. Last but not least, Asif from Flame Token. Welcome everybody to join me tonight to talk about from Web2 to Web3, the creator and user economy. I believe each and every one of you have your own perception about the creator and user economy, because in our Binance Live Part 1, we actually earlier on spoke about from Web2 to Web3, what does it take? So for the sessions tonight, right, we will focus about how does creator, and because of the monetization, it will help to mass on board or to drive users from Web2 to Web3. Maybe I'd like to first let Obasi from Cassava to introduce himself, talk to us a little bit of your project, and then maybe give a very quick thoughts about what you feel from Web2 to Web3, the creator and user economy. Obasi from Cassava, over to you.
Hi everyone, good morning from here. So like you said, my name is Obasi Francis. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cassava Network. So I have been in the crypto space for a while now, since 2016 in fact, and given that I am from Africa, I felt that it was time that we capitalize on this emerging technology, which is blockchain. And like you all know, this is like the fourth revolution when you talk about the economic revolution of the world, and Africa has missed out pretty much. So we want to plug into this one. And to be able to do that, we're trying to build all kinds of solutions and provide services that can tap into the global finance, which is accessible in the Web3 economy. So talking about Web3, one beautiful thing about Web3 is the reality that it allows anyone, irrespective of the continent or the country that you are coming from, to plugging in either in the aspect of bringing in finance or in the aspect of taking finance. But at the end of the day, you're able to circulate value and also get value as you go. Yeah. So, and that's exactly something similar we're trying to do at Cassava, right? So Cassava Network is a blockchain infrastructure for Africa. And the Cassava ecosystem is backed by a series of powerful products and innovative offerings, which includes a multi-chain wallet that is currently supporting Solana, Ethereum, and BSC. We hope to expand our network as the network that we are integrating as we progress. And then we are also integrating with a marketplace, an NFT marketplace that allow users to trade NFT assets. So one thing we notice in Africa is the fact that we have a lot of creatives, content creators, artists, and even the ones that draw and make movies and music. They don't have that global market to showcase all of these talents that they have, right? So we want to be able to bring this into that global market, which is the Web3 economy. And one of the ways we are doing it is this NFT marketplace. And we built it on Solana, Binance Smart Chain, so that it doesn't matter who you are, you'll be able to access, the marketplace and, sell your items or, list your IPs so that you can be able to earn some sort of incentives from it. Then Cassava Network is also a crypto-based reward system that is directly bringing Web2 solutions into the Web3 ecosystem. So here we are partnering, and we have partnered with top Web2 platforms in Africa. Examples are like Boomplay, Fico, Aha Games. A combination of our ecosystem partner is over 150 million users. And we're not even stopping there. We are going and going and going. So at the first phase of Cassava launch, when the application and the ecosystem will go live, you see us directly onboarding these 150 million users into the Web3 economy. In that way, we don't just get to make Africa relevant, we get to also transfer a lot of population into the crypto space, because everyone here can agree that as far as crypto is concerned, what is going to make it make sense in the long run is adoption. And that's what we want to do. We want to ensure engender crypto mass adoption using our technology. And of course, leveraging the continent, Africa, which has over 200 million population as we speak. Then other aspect of our solution is the crypto-based reward system, our on-chain achievement tokens, and also DeFi access and a lot of other features we intend to provide. And in general, our partners include the most important people in the African tech space, and I have just mentioned a few. So yeah, that's what we are doing here at Cassava. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Francis. I think you have given a very clear picture of how you leverage Web2 to Web3, which is through the NFT, right? So by building a marketplace, you already plan not only limited to one single functional NFT. I think you are talking about, in this context, you want to mass market the African market. And I think what you're doing is very right on the spot versus your product. Because first, you create a marketplace that allows to onboard mass and all types of NFT. Therefore, with this mass methodology and concept, then you can bring to attract and do a drive adoption to the mass market of the African market. I think if you are focused enough, the big challenge is, of course, you need to work with a lot of blockchain partners who already have NFT and willing to mint on your system, right? Then I think you can really bring NFT in the local culture and format to the African market. So Francis, I give you a good thumbs first because I think your way is very massive. Yeah, it's just that I think you also have a massive challenge in getting partners on board. Surely, I know you believe that.
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of these partners already. $8 million funding round, and we had over 40 top guys on board. There is YGG, there is Dragonfly. I mean, there are a lot of top funds. If you check out our Medium article, you will see a lot of these people who have already onboarded, and they don't just provide the finance, right? They are also offering all forms of assistance, like technical side, business side, and then help us create the right connections we need to have in the market, right? And NFT marketplace and the NFT solution is just one aspect, right? So the other aspect is, like the DeFi, which allow you, like in LP. So our app, for instance, supports the LP system where users can provide liquidity, and then when trades happen right inside our app, they get to earn rewards, right? And also there is the aspect of the reward system where our Web2 partners give us tasks. So it's like an advanced or remodernized advertising system. So our Web2 platform will give us tasks. We put those tasks right into our Cassava reward-based system, right? And then users go to that reward-based system and execute the task. When they execute the task, they're able to get incentives through CSV, and they can easily convert them for USD or whatever. And this is possible because we have integrated the API of these Web2 partners right into our platform. So it's I know you think that it's going to be a super challenge for us to achieve all of the things you are imagining, but we are on the right track given the fact that we are working with the right partners. We have the right amount of funds that we need. And of course, we have like the best brains within our team because we are globally distributed in terms of team members. Yeah.
So I definitely look forward, and everyone will look forward, right? Next time, if we want any users from Africa market, we know who to go to, right? It will be Francis Obasi.
Yes.
And also maybe not forget that we IQ protocol that they can offer some solutions to you to speed up your project.
Nice.
So yeah, maybe the next person that I'd like to call out. Thanks, Francis, again for your input. Later on, I'm going to come back to you. Okay, Ben.
Thank you.
Maybe we will have Ben from Formless, who I think very clearly I should know what is their method of mass adopt users is actually their digital wallet solution. So it's very interesting to hear from Ben himself. Yeah, so Ben, tell us what is Formless doing, and maybe from your perspective, what do you think is the best way to onboard users? And I look forward to hear from you, right? Because before we can do anything, we always need to have digital wallet, and that is what Formless is providing. I think the continuous question goes directly to Vladimir from Blocksport. I believe he has a lot to or something to say and echo off from this band from Formless. Yeah, so Vladimir, maybe you'd like to introduce yourself and what is Blocksport, and maybe jump gun into the creator and user economy, because we have just heard so much from Ben about really Formless play to earn games and using the monetization part to massively drive Web2 to Web3 users. And I also feel that that is one of the best method to work with gamers, because most of the millennials right there. But I think what you're doing is far more than what we are doing, not just esports. So Vladimir, it's your show now.
Yeah, exactly. I also liked what Ben shared, but also Francis. So very relevant point. And thanks, Andy, for inviting. First of all, and for Blocklike inviting to speak on this event. My name is Vladimir. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Blocksport. So we are a sports tech product company from Switzerland. We are focused on fun engagements, so helping sports brands, athletes, leagues, federations, sports celebrities to tokenize, digitalize and tokenize their relationships. So to engage fans at a new level and to generate a new revenue and monetize this relationship between the fans and brands. So we have an ecosystem of own ecosystem of products. So now we go to Blocksport 3.0. So we have also evolution. So we start in 2020 with a fan app platform, B2B fan app platform. So try to engage on a 2.0 way, engaged fans and make them closely to the brands through gamifications, through different money can buy experience elements, so through the mobile channel. And last year, 2021, so we start working on a new product, which is evolving to the, as I say, Blocksport 3.0 level. And this is our NFT and NFT marketplace with integrated fan token launchpad and powered by DeFi components. So personally, me, I'm in the space since 2016-17. So I came to the industry in ICO boom time. So I saw actually good and bad project. I participate, luckily for me, in only good project, like not scammed. So my reputation wasn't destroyed. How actually it happened with some of my colleagues. Personally, my background is software engineering, computer science, and also I'm a big fan of sports, as you, Andy, and I'm sure all of you guys, you have different sports, esports, football, basketball, depends. But actually, what we see, I came to the Blocksport a few years ago as a big fan with a big passion to sport, as a big passion to technology, and as a passionating about democratization of relationships, first of all, between the communities and the idols, the celebrities they following, the brands they following, and give more power to in the hands of the users, and actually to protect the brand IP and protect the content, make it more digital, make it tokenized for the brands. So my opinion about Web2, Web3, it's very simple. So I've been since 1991 in the space. When I actually finishing my high school and then entering university, I was in close to this boom of big fire of .coms, and actually it was a Web 1 era. and everyone talk about the website. We need the website, we need the .com, actually so something greater. And it was actually a big, huge experience, which we actually community learned, and everyone industry learned from that. And then it was slowly coming to the Web2, where I would say the biggest, I would say, demand or bigger demand was that we have a platform economy. With the Web1, it was more information economy, like Yahoo, and Napster, like they delivered just information, massive information for us to read, and actually we consumed. On the Web2, it's more about read write. Okay, if you Web1, it's more read. Web2, it's more read write. So, and we saw and we still facing a platform economy, where social media like Facebook, on YouTube, Wikipedia just delivered to us massive information. So we're actually reading and writing back. So, and we're providing massive data to fulfill the internet space. And with the Web3, it's a pure token economy. So actually, if you talk about definition, right, or evolving, migrating, what's actually new for us, it's already about the read, write, and execute. Read, write, and execute. So we need token, we need wallet, or we need first wallet. It's our identity, it's my ID, it's my pass, and actually then I need the wallets. And then we have many use cases. In sports, we have own use cases, in esports, in media entertainment, in fintech, and logistics, many use cases. So talking about the sports, 99% of sports world at this moment, they are purely Web2. Some of them even Web1. I'm talking about the sports brand. I'm talking about clubs, teams, governance body like leagues, federations. They just still trying to produce in 21st century some content. Most of content is shitty, not catchy, not sexy, and deliver this content massively through the Web2 platform like social media, doing this very traditional way. So sports and esports a bit better because they're more like quicker guys, quicker, the technology part of the DNA. Esports a little bit different, but in general, sports, it's like a dinosaur. Trust me, guys, they're actually slow, very bureaucratic. They're not innovative. They're looking for solutions, innovation sometimes, but they're not ready to change. They're not ready to be changed. So we come into them with our solution, with our ecosystem, with our platform, with our visionary to bring them on a new level, something between Web2, Web3. They're not ready to the Web3, honestly. So we want them to be ready for the Web3. And we try to explain for the traditional user, because most of sports fans, unfortunately, they're not crypto-friendly guys. They have credit cards. They want to buy something from the club or from the athletes, maybe some Panini cards, maybe some discounts, maybe some memorabilia, maybe it's tokenized tickets, whatever. And we need to make the life easy. And this is already talk about adoption, how we try to not destroy the relationship between the traditional sports fans and brand, but try to educate them and slowly push into and a lot of education, again, a lot of kindergarten stuff, explain how to use the wallet, how to buy crypto, how to participate in auctions, how to place the bid, how to create your collection, how to buy your fund tokens. And we explaining them, and actually the last fund token offering we did for the typical rugby club, where actually fans not crypto friendly at all, but we did it. So education articles, blogs, preparation, and explanation why you need to buy this fund token. What the hell? Why you need to buy this NFT? What is utility behind? So, and these guys actually learning, and this is good for us. There is a transformation in sports industry, serious transformation now. Of course, tier 1 clubs and teams doing better. Tier 2, tier 3 sucks. So we need to spend more time, but we help them actually to move away from traditional like placement of the typical content, which is not excited, to something new, which gives a new generation of fans. We call them digital native. It gives them opportunity to obtain and acquire the digital content, be sole owner, to show this is identity, this is my ID, digital ID, and clubs can prove this is my content, I'm the owner of the content, it's not stolen, actually, it's not reproduced for someone. This is very important.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Vladimir. I think, it's very important that we all know right now we are in a supply and demand situation, right? Whereby I think our supply has no issue, right? Because we are already seeing a lot of Web2 are migrating to Web3 because they understand the blockchain benefits. But I think what the challenge is no longer the supply anymore, because over time, Web3, the technologies, the infrastructure, the mass on-board adoptions, it will all happen. But I think it's very important what Vladimir has said. I think education is one of the very important. Yes, is one of the very important a point that I feel that the market hasn't done enough. It's so amazing, right? We have so many blockchain projects, but we do not have enough blockchain school. So it's really a supply and demand issues. Before people can start to even look at all the blockchain projects, it is very important that we supersede them using the education method. And don't believe, do a Google search today. Just type blockchain education school. You do not find over hundreds.
Absolutely. And Andy, one more comment that education is super important, but also the readiness, our readiness, I mean, in the world for Web3, it's quite poor, honestly. We're talking so much about metaverse, Web3, blah, 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 but in reality, infrastructure is not ready. Look at the biggest infrastructure provider like AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. They just tried a year or two years ago, like to adopt Ethereum stack or try to collaborate with Hyperledger, and then try to now to present own blockchain solution. And this is a zoo. So before, everyone knows, okay, Bitcoin network serve one application, which is Bitcoin currency. Then came Ethereum, thanks God, we got the debt. Then actually we saw actually many others Ethereum based and non-Ethereum based chain solution. And at this moment, one of the biggest challenge for Web3 is interoperability. How to make someone produce a noise?
Yeah, so I just wanted to comment,
okay.
Yeah, so I agree that we're not there yet, right? So in terms of adoption, we're not there. But let's look about, think about internet generally. And then when was internet founded? And then when did we move from Web 1 to Web 2 and then Web 3, right? So this should be like a long process, if you ask me. And then there is a huge shift between Web 2 and Web 3. Web 3 has a lot of technical details that an average user needs to learn. It's not something that should happen in a day or two. And if you look at even the Web 2 experts, those who are like software engineers who are doing very well in their Web 2 space, they still find it difficult to understand how Web 3 is actually better than Web 2. A lot of them don't even want to move. They don't want to shift. They are comfortable where they are. But again, you cannot blame them because blockchain just came all of a sudden, like, oh, blockchain, you have to change. So we just have to give them time, and then we have to keep educating. And I feel personally that's why Cassava, for instance, is doing what it's doing for emerging markets, starting from Africa. So we are saying, don't tell everyone to come and build in Web3, right? You can as well take Web3 to them. So when you take Web3 to them, they just integrate Web3 into their existing system, and boom, they become automatically a Web3 solution, right? So yes, education is important. We'll keep doing it, but let's not feel like maybe nobody's listening or it's too the education level is poor and all of that. It's change, and this change is revolutionary. So it will take time for people to adjust.
I agree, evolution, change, but not all users. Not all, because majority of people in the world, they not friendly. You should agree, guys. You have to agree, not friendly to crypto, and we need to explain in a normal human words how to buy this piece of NFT art, and like a grandma should understand, especially in sports world. In sports world, You on mute, Andy. You're
Yeah,
on mute.
maybe, yeah, sorry, maybe we have to ask Ben, right? Ben is the
Yes,
digital wallet.
exactly.
Ben, you need to make the digital wallet self-explanatory. This is how it works, the gas fee and stuff. Yeah. Oh, you know what, guys? I'm going to bring in Tom, right? Tom definitely have more than, also have another dimensional light to share in terms of what is his way to migrate Web2 to Web3 users. Let's just give the next few minutes to Tom to introduce himself. And also, let's hear from Tom, right? Since Tom also, I believe, has his own methodology in migrating Web2 to Web3. So Tom, tell us about your product and also give us a little bit about your thoughts and the topics that we are discussing between the creator and multiple monetization, right? Yeah. I mean, you also understand that Tom and Francis both are supporters that and believe that education is also another passport or bridge to mass onboard users. Yeah, so we would like to hear from you as well, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me here. My name is Tom. I've been in the space for about 5 years, and I am involved with two projects. Both are focused on providing infrastructure, and especially for bridging Web2 to Web3. So in my opinion, the next iteration of the internet, the Web3, I mean, the shift doesn't happen like in one day. It is gradual. So we are already seeing aspects of both sides, you know, being implemented. And it will be for a long while. It will be sort of like a hybrid model where you see like centralized and decentralized aspects of these platforms, of these products, on chain and off chain, and so on. So I think infrastructure is important, like the plumbing that would connect those two worlds. And because I mean, if you look today at decentralized applications, I mean, they're not fully decentralized, right? You have front ends, which are hosted on centralized servers. You have like NFTs hosting metadata on centralized storage and so on and so forth. It will take a long time before the industry is ready to fully decentralize these aspects. And that's why, as has been mentioned in these great discussions today, infrastructure is quite important. Interoperability between these technologies, and this is something we are also doing, which we think is important for future mass adoption. And we're working on this at Parsiq. Parsiq is a blockchain infrastructure and data monitoring platform. So we pretty much allow developers to build backends for their decentralized Web3 applications to connect the blockchain layer, the smart contract layer, to any centralized front ends. And another company I'm involved in as a co-founder is IQ Labs, where we are building the IQ protocol, which is a decentralized money market for renting digital assets, most notably NFTs, which we believe will have the most utility out of any blockchain assets. And yeah, just like in the real world, we see everyone migrating to a pay-to-use economy. So you could enjoy the benefits of these digital assets without having to own them, and this is what we're focused on at IQ Labs. And on the topic of this transition from Web2 to Web3, and how do we really, as was mentioned, education is highly important. This is something we don't have much. Most people, even who are interested in crypto, in blockchain, think it's just a lot of speculative coins, and that's it. That's where the advantages of Web3 end. But the true aspects of having like ownership of your content, ownership of your assets, the ability to transact with anyone without borders, and then how that creates liquidity and gives people access to financial applications that they didn't have access to before. But I believe we can only go so far with education and bringing people in. I think if we really want like mass adoption, we're talking about like billions of people onboarded here. I think important part is user experience. I do think the same way like when the internet calls came, how you could most people using them didn't know what kind of protocol they were using underneath that, and the same will happen here in Web3. Most people, when we see true mass adoption, most people won't even know that they're using like decentralized networks or distributed ledger technologies, because it will be all hidden under the hood of proper like UX. So I think working on good accessibility and UX is important for onboarding.
Thanks, Tom. I think Tom have clearly explicitly explained that how technology is also can become a weapon to mass onboard users through more simplified UI, through more simplified technologies, through more interoperability, which is at chain level. I think one of the things that I saw within all our GameFi partners is actually taking the effort to build the blockchain infrastructure, and where there is more and more different chains, the technical ability just get harder. And I think it is also important that we start looking at more simplified chains technology. We want like a one button thing. We want like a one-liner, copy and paste code, and it works. And I think blockchain will be there, because I already witnessed, right, from Web 1 to Web 2, in actual fact, Web3 readiness is because they built so much things from Web 1 to Web 2. And finally, when we know that there's no any other way to have digital ownership unless you bring blockchain technology, therefore, Web3 is already there. I think we don't even need to mass users on board, because in future when technologies like all our browser is going to be packed and equipped with an extension button, I think it's going to drive like digital wallet, is going to drive mass user adoptions, because it just make it so simple now to go and download something which is a blockchain wallet embedded in our Chrome extension. And also don't forget, we have Brave, another good product that is focused again on Web3. So I'm really very excited, because the big boys, they have built the back infrastructure ready, right? And we hear like today, monetization, I hear the creator ownership. I also believe that education is very important, and technology. So maybe let's hear from Jamie from Canoe Finance, what she feel is her way or her company way to mass onboard users. Jamie, now is your time to shine. You take a bit to introduce yourself and your product, and then we jump straight into the topic, which why you feel, okay, your method works the best to mass onboard users from Web 2 to Web 3. Jamie, over to you.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, good day, everyone. So I would like to thank Andy and Blocklike for organizing this event and inviting me. I'm happy to be here, to be a guest here, and yeah, allow me to share more about what we are currently building, which is Canoe Finance. And I think I'm the youngest here, so yeah, I might be basing it all on my experience, unlike you guys who are already OGs here in this space. So you can also like educate me, because I'm looking forward to growing with all the leaders in the space here in Web3 space. So yeah, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Jamie, based from the Philippines, so it's one of the countries that are slowly adopting the cryptocurrency because of Axie Infinity. You know, it's a GameFi project, which is very well known and hyped last year, but I'm not here because of Axie. So I'm here to share with you what we are currently building. I'm in charge and head marketing of Canoe Finance. So yeah, Canoe Finance is one of the features of Meta Finance. Meta Finance is a one-stop DeFi hub, community-driven, You can see multi-chain pools, DEX aggregator, DAO, and NFT markets in one platform. I will not discuss more of it. I also want to look forward to the CMO of Meta Finance to have one of this event and let her share more about Meta Finance. So yeah, Web3 is the future of the web, right? So, and our chance to have a better internet. So it is like a version of the web with freedom plus ownership to its users, or like in easy term, Web3 is a user-controlled internet. So, but it's still in development. So, it's like you guys discuss about it. It's in under development and would be a platform for DeFi and trading run on blockchain technology. So, for Canoe Finance, Canoe Finance is positioned as a DeFi at your fingertips. So, we are seeking to become the porter of DeFi across the web. So our vision is to solve and bring solutions to the challenges. So scenario first. So for example, like scenario first, trading keeps the experience of the gamer at heart, making the gaming experience a friendly sale, while we cater to a strong financial canoe. So we will make sure that everyone can experience the metaverse across all ranges of capital. And also, Canoe envisions the future of MetaFi. So combining the metaverse and DeFi, the goal is to further unlock the value of DeFi. So we are also embracing a new vision to become the ultimate financial service infrastructure platform in the metaverse, and bring DeFi within easy reach to everybody. So yeah, like bringing like Web2 users into like Web3 world. So yeah, most importantly is all about education. So yeah, it's user education, like user-friendly chain ecology, a more accessible user interface, and a community-centered financial structures are some of the ways like blockchain projects can bring users into the Web3 world. But also like Web2 entities must make sure that safety and security will be in place as it is what is in Web3. So like from a marketing view, so like to encourage Web2 users to slowly transition into Web3, like there is still a lot of people who are not aware of Web3. So like as a person who's in charge to bring more users into our platform, so actually we are not only focused like Web3 existing user, but we also want to educate Web3 users the benefit and advantages of Web3 technology. So like Canoe Finance goal is to make Web2 or Web3 developers like easily build a set of matching financial services that are efficient, secure, and easy to use. Like I don't know if there is anyone now who offers like a blockchain scholarship, because as for me, I would like to organize a scholarship under Canoe Finance, educate and introduce to them the blockchain, cryptocurrency, like everything that do Web3 ecosystem. So like as for the users experience, like imagine yourself learning while you're earning along with Canoe Finance. Is to tell you frankly, like money will keep us motivated, right? So it keeps us the will to dive deep into the things that bring opportunity to us.
So Jamie, you just created a new concept, right? We have got a watch to play, earn to play, I don't know, a stick to play, and then now you have learned to play. Wow, I think that is really great. Yeah, I think if I could like just jump in a little bit, I think you're also mentioning that education is important, and one of your way is showing in scholarship, and we have already, I think all of us already know, right? Recently, Guilds has been very popular, guys. Why Guilds has been very popular? Because it's focused on sports plus the attractiveness that nobody can resist. I mean, most of us, which is the monetization part. So with Guild, okay, trying to spearhead with the monetization to try to hook and attract users. And I think that is a very good way of mass users on board. In this case, we mass users from the gamer industry, knowing that gaming is very big, right? I think, Jamie, your part is also critically important. I see that there's a lot of, like what you mentioned, there's a lot of traditional finance users, but then I think it's not that they don't want to enter into the finance world, because if each of us today in this finance life, being the leader in the industry leader for offering a Web3 blockchain solutions, I think we must not forget using the offline method or online method to attract people to be educated first about the solutions, even like from IQ Protocol, Formless, and Blocksport. I think Blocksport has been a pioneer in driving the offline part. They work with a lot of football club I saw, and also they're also working with esports club. That is a very good way because it's a top-down methodology, and nothing beats the word of mouth marketing, because when somebody talk, you have 10, you have 20, then you have 100, and I feel is still the best way. We talk about education, but really I feel if we do the offline education, is even faster. And it comes back to earlier on, we also mentioned, right? Do a Google search about blockchain education school. There is just not enough. We have too many products. Must really say thank you to Vladimir for pointing out the education part. We keep not focused on this, and the market right now is shortage of this. And I hope the top exchange should have more program, more courses about teaching people even what is how to even open the wallet in exchange. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie. I would like to have the next 10 minutes from a movie superstar that I think you guys are dealing with a lot with, Asif from Film Token. Maybe you'd like to run us through your secret formula of migrating Web2 to Web3 users. Yeah.
Hi, Andy. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for arranging this amazing event. You know, I just want to kind of start with a bit of background. A bit like Vladimir, I'm a veteran of the Web1 world, and I was involved in a .com. And Web1 was all about company. As Vladimir said, it was about companies getting a presence on the internet. Why do I need, I have a bookstore. Why do I need to go on the internet? People can come into my shop to buy a book. They can't physically touch and feel the book. We had that whole adoption challenge and changing mindsets. Then came Web2, and Web2 was more around social media. Okay, it was about content, user-generated content, UGC. And everyone was like, what's this UGC thing, right? It's people sticking a photo of themselves doing something funny or a video. Ah, okay. Oh, that's interesting. How do you make money? Well, the big guys make the money and you guys just entertain people, right? And now comes Web3. And I think what we've seen with a lot of this is really the evolution and adoption. It spikes, there's a peak and then there's a spike, and people are like, what am I getting from this? And let's be honest, you know, with Web2, it was the big brands that kind of monetize the content. They got the masses. Web3 for me is all about decentralization, and it's an opportunity for us to kind of relook at the way we kind of create and interact with people and kind of create content, whether it's tokenization, whether we move to a more decentralized finance side of thing. There's so much to it, you know, and I don't think we've got the time today just to go through about how big Web3 can be. Now, the world of film, you know, every single one of us this morning, this evening, afternoon, wherever we are around the world, we all love film, okay? The difference is that we have different tastes in film. Now, when we talk about film and we think about, well, can the average person get involved in film, right? The entry point is quite high. You either need to be a high net worth individual, or you need to have friends in the industry and so on and so forth. But let's look at a simple scenario. We have a film. Budget is $1 million to make a film. And I have 1,000 people each wanting to be a part of that film, and they want to give me $1,000. Well, it's a bit challenging because I need an army of accountants to deal with this, and how are we going to manage this, and what's the value chain? So when we look at blockchain for me it's an enabler. It's an enabler for us to start thinking outside of the box. So we have existing life challenges, for example, that one. Now, when I flip it and I say, okay, from a film producer's perspective, what's their challenge? Money, getting access to money. If you're a big studio, it's fine. If you're an independent producer, you need access to money. And Andy, I've got a great movie, really great movie. Would you like to invest in it? First thing you can ask me is, who's in it? I'm like, I can get this A-list star and he can be in it. And your response will be, first, get him in, then I'll invest. And I'm like, okay.
I will say, take all my money because he's a movie star.
No, correct. But first you will want evidence that he's on board, right? So I go to the movie star and I said, Andy's willing to invest in this movie. And he'll be like, well, can you show me the money? Well, first I need you to sign before Andy commits. So you're in this cyclical world where you're chasing your tail. And so there's a number of these real, use cases that we have here about the way the film industry is kind of structured. And then, the film fans, for example, right? They go to the theater, buy the movie ticket, they go buy the merchandise. Do they get to enjoy the success of the movie? Not really. So Film Token is a film NFT marketplace and utility token. And really what we're doing is bridging the gap between film fans and the world of film. And when we talk about NFTs in the world of Film Token, it's your access pass to the world of film. You just mentioned, you just showed your excitement there about movie, Andy. What if, the acquisition of an NFT can deliver a truly immersive experience where you actually get to be in the film, or behind the scenes, or walk the red carpet, or part ownership of the film? Okay, so Film Token allows that to happen. And the beauty of what we're doing with the world of film is we're building a whole ecosystem around this as well. And I know a lot of the topics have been about onboarding and education. And when I first started talking to people about Web3, and everyone's like, onboarding, it sounds so regimental, right? Onboarding. What is onboarding? Teaching people what the world of crypto is and everything. How about we flip it and actually say, what challenge are we trying to solve? And then do it from an education perspective. So when I look at the Film Token ecosystem, we have a decentralized film fund that film producers can tap into as their first source of funds. So now you've got a great idea, and now you can go get the star attached. And I can come to you, Andy, and say, hey, Andy, I've got this star. You've always wanted to be in a movie with him. You can do that right now. And then we have the marketplace. Now, the world of film, I would say, is a physical metaverse. Okay. And I say that because if I said to you, Andy, I know you love horror movies. What if I can get you into a horror movie for a day? There'll be, blood and guts everywhere. It'll be quite scary. But then at 5 o'clock, cut, off you go. You can go home and you'll be like, wow, that was pretty amazing. There was zombies, there was, people dying, all sorts of things could have been happening on set. It's really immersive. And that for you is a once in a lifetime experience. And you also get a collectible link to that. And that's when people say, isn't that amazing? And I said, there's your NFT. The value you put on that token, it's so personal to you. And we know that the world of film delivers those kind of unique immersive experiences. Then also film has physical merchandise, right? Now, your favorite, actor was in that film or actress, and she was wearing something like a jacket or something or shoes, and you're like, oh, I want those, and they're sitting on your mantelpiece at home, right? That's the world of film. Everyone has an emotional connection with something. You watch something and you think, oh yeah, I was here, and yeah, happy memories. It delivers immersive experiences.
And those happy memories can again turn into NFT and have a digital ownership. Then it won't be a memory anymore. It will be the digital ownership of what you have done, the past, the present, and the current. And I think that's the beauty.
And the beauty of that is when we look at, people talk about longevity, a secondary market. Well, film is an infinite market, right? What if I said, Gone with the Wind, I can get you memorabilia from Gone with the Wind as an NFT. Oh, wow, it's such an iconic movie. Apart from Jamie, who's probably thinking, Gone with the Wind, what's that? I'm just joking, Jamie. But really, it's so immersive. The other key component of our ecosystem is what we call education. How do you transition traditional film people who are used to traditional finance and how you do film in a traditional way to this whole crypto malarkey? What is crypto? I don't understand it. I'm not interested. But when you say, what if I can get you funds to make your movie? They're like, I'm interested. How? So it's a cultural mindset and shifting that, but making it really relevant to what they want to do in this space to start with. And then it's like, what's a wallet? Which wallet do I need? There's so many out there, and where do and hang on, I understand crypto, but how do I get my money and convert it so I can buy crypto? And that's usually quite a challenge for them. And then, okay, so this money sits in my wallet. How do I then spend it? Because I can't walk into a store and say, and so it's education. But when you apply that to, for example, the world of film and the whole film ecosystem about how they would do this, and make it personal to them, they'll understand. And then two of the key components of our ecosystem is really networking. Each one of us on here has an idea for a film, right? It could be your life story, it could be something crazy you've watched. Oh, wouldn't this be a great idea? Well, networking and a connectivity with the world of film fans is what we're also providing. So you can, as a film fan, come onto the platform and pitch your idea. Somebody will say, hey, I love this idea. It's a great film. And actually, the setting would be great. Well, maybe we could set this in Africa. Then I pick up the phone to Francis and say, hey, Francis, we've got this great film we're doing over here. And he'll be like, oh, yeah, this would be great. And it's a bridge, it's a bridge between communities. It's helping content kind of transition through boundaries, address boundaries. There's just so much around the world of film. And with film, you also have popcorn. Every single one of us loves popcorn, right? We go to the theater, we queue up and then we complain about how much we've been ripped off about with popcorn. $5 for the ticket, $15 for this tub of popcorn, right? It doesn't make sense. And so,
and that is part of the ecosystem. The popcorn is part of the ecosystem.
It's part of film token. We're going to reward you in popcorn as well. So it's a reward token as well. So the film token, you've got part ownership, you've got tokenization through NFTs. And again, when we look at the life cycle of a film, there's so many different entry points where you could tokenize content. Right at the start, right at the end. What about the bits that were, the main star fell over or something? Cut, remove that part from the film. Nobody gets to see it. We can tokenize it. So, and what we kind of say, a film token is like, it's like a box of chocolates, right? There's something in it for everyone. And the key fundamental point I just want to end with was, democratization of content, but above all, you need community. Without community, Web3 doesn't work. And on film token, we have community. We have film fans, all of us. We have film professionals. We have film investors. And then we have the hardcore film fanatics. These are the guys that will queue up 3 hours just to get a photo or a glimpse or an autograph of their star.
Sure, definitely.
Every one of these.
Exactly, and I think movie is really one of the very big area of the social users that we can easily migrate them over. They don't need to be so high tech, right? Once you put movies on metaverse, I think it's a straight no-brainer that they can easily access. And then the rest of the other things, using their favorite pastime and then gearing them with the help of making them go through, that is a natural education also. Correct. Because slowly they want to do this, they need to understand this, they need to understand that. So I think through movies, again, is already an addiction for many people, and we can use that to mass onboard users. Thank you very much, Asif.
Thanks.
And
just the last point, I think the other key thing that we have is not only are we developing the ecosystem and the framework, we already have a slate of films that we're working on. We have, you know, a global Crazy Rich Asians that will be filming in Malaysia and Singapore. And it's about a American consultant. It's his first foray into Asia, and he thinks he's been cursed by a fortune cookie. We know fortune cookies are from the West, not the East, but again, it's a cultural mind shift. And the other project we have, it's got a really strong African theme. It's about a Nigerian college student who wins a scholarship to America, and in the stereotype of a Nigerian, he gets involved in a scam, only to realize his whole life is a scam. The twist is that this Nigerian college student is the most moral and honest individual in the whole of college. So it's a comedy, but it really deals with some interesting topics. But again, both of these film people will connect to. I mean, we've all received spam mail, right? And we've all received, you know, when I've got friends who basically come to the West and immediately, let's take you for a Chinese and you will get a fortune cookie. And they just look at you thinking, what planet have I just stepped into? What's a fortune cookie, right? So we're addressing a lot of these cultural challenges through the world of film. And that's what makes film so unique as well.
Yeah, and last but not least, we cannot forget, right? Here, so we have here from everyone that education is involved, technology is involved, and also mass market products, and also maybe for my part, right, just to let everyone know. For me, I feel one of the best way to mass onboard the traditional users is from the gaming people. Why? Because the gaming industry make up of a huge population of the millennials right now, and these are really the targeted group and future users of the Web3, which is why I think through gaming, esports, movie again is very good idea. Because why? Forget, right? Gaming, we are very focused on the male part, okay, in terms of the gender. But then when we got movie, we got music, I think is another way that they mass onboard users from very big part from the female demographics. And I think today the topic is really solid because I have each and every panel speaker bringing the best way from education, gaming, film, technology, finance. All these are very big part of the users that are very suitable and easily migrate from Web 2 to Web 3. We cannot migrate users from the construction industry. We cannot really migrate people from the automotive because, you know, our solutions are not meant for those areas as of now. So, but I think all of us in this panel, and then I'm going to ask one more time, right? Each of you have about 30 seconds to answer my question. Okay, so maybe I'll start with Ben again. Ben, hear you, Ben. So Ben still feel that digital wallet is one of the technology solutions to advance Web 2 to Web 3, because without wallet, you basically can't do anything in the Web 3 world, right? Let alone owning something. So maybe now we hand over to Vladimir from Blocksport. Tell us, what is the one way for you? I know that you work with sports people. I know you work with all the top esports team as well. But seriously, besides education that you also mentioned that allow us to talk on it, right? What is another one way that you feel we can mass onboard users from Web 2 to Web 3?
Okay, besides education, which is of course important, I would say that we have to actually all projects on products disregard which industry and which use cases actually we apply to. So we have to make a community user-wise easy with working seriously on and carefully on the UI UX of all the products which we are actually presenting, because complexity sometimes complexity of the product in Web3 is so huge, and people, even crypto friendly, or they have some experience getting on the platform, they are stuck actually what to do. Especially now with DeFi project becoming popular, but even me, for example, I'm opening some new project, some NFT platform, some crypto fintech. So I'm not sure what I should do next. So I think that user experience, it's very crucial, and also the way how the projects, Web3 project, the way how they manage community, how they treat community in terms of their marketing and connecting the dots of community management to the product usability. It's very important topic which all product company, Web3 product company need to think about in advance.
So I think Vladimir just mentioned, beside education, right? The user experience is very important, right? User experience also means how easy, and tonight I hear many of you talk about the UI. I think when we say UI, is user interface leading to the user experience. So if it's very complex and stuff like that, and the moment the Web2 users feel it's complicated, and if they feel that they don't feel safe, I think in terms of the finance, right? Because when they haven't even created the wallet, they already start thinking, will my money get lost in the wallet? That's what they're thinking sometimes, you know. Yeah. So I think beside user experience, assurance is also very important. How do crypto projects let the Web2 users feel that this is a legitimate project? And that is why GEMS, we only onboard legitimate project. We only put project that we know that they're going to finish the running line. They are not here, you know, just to spin off and leech off because of the market right now. The trend is blockchain, right? We really want to work with companies and all the participants like you to bring true blockchain solutions to the market. And also some of the projects like Flame Token can resolve the traditional problem by enable fans, right? We always forget about fans. The moment we go to YouTube, we are helping others to get rich. It is just not the system that we want in this era, because this era is about sharing economy and decentralization that allow a more peer-to-peer method where the creator gets to maximize their profit to the fullest. Yeah. So thanks, Vladimir, so much, and I'll let you run off first since you have another.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Speak later.
Obasi, maybe now I will come to you. Let us know what is the one way that you feel is the best to mass onboard users. Francis.
Thank you so much, Andy. Thank you. This has been very enlightening, and I really love the Flame Token idea, and I hope I'll learn a little bit more about it after now. So personally, I think that there are several ways of onboarding users. There is no one way, to be honest, because education is there, user friendliness of the ecosystem is there, security is there. And then there's another important thing that we need not to forget: the media. The media makes everything, you know, successful. Once the media says yes to you, then don't worry about it, just go to bed. So we need to look for a way to continue to put blockchain and cryptocurrency in the front of people through media. It could be print media, it could be radio, it could be TV. So what I'm trying to say is we need to start talking about crypto the way we talk about politics. So I'll give you an instance. In Africa, right now it's around, let's see, this is 8 a.m. So if you turn on your TV set and take a look at local stations, they are talking about different things like the state of the nation. They're talking about politicians who are coming to run for electoral positions in next year. They're talking about, you know, several products and businesses across Nigeria, right, or across Africa. So, but you don't find one TV station or one TV station, yes, one TV station that is talking about a program on cryptocurrency or blockchain, right? The little TV stations that exist that talk about crypto programs or crypto projects and blockchain, they are also Web3 focused TV stations, and they have very little user base, very little, maybe less than 10,000 viewership. So we need to start getting crypto into mainstream media, talking about CNN, BBC, and other big local TV stations where experts like everyone here comes down, have maybe a coffee time, a dinner time or afternoon session with the hosts, and you talk about industry information, industry activities, right? So you do this, you repeat the cycle, for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, people begin to get interested. Everybody wants to come to those TV programs. They want to listen, they want to understand. I'll give you another instance. Look at the Web2 ecosystem, for instance. There are different investment platforms, right? TV investment platform that come to teach people about fintech, that come to tell people about where to invest, how to invest. They talk about Y Combinator. You have programs like Pitch Your Idea to Me, like on different TV stations and TV programs. Now, we don't have such kind of services or such kind of media ideas or talking about crypto for blockchain and the crypto space. So if you want to get Web2, Web3 out there and put it in the face of everyone and make sure that even the Web2 companies are adopting it, you need to make media your friend. And that's what we have not been able to achieve yet. And I understand why we have not achieved this. The answer is simple. The uncertain nature of government regulations, right? So governments, most of the governments all over the world, they are sitting on the fence. Now they sit on the fence. It makes it difficult for all experts across different fields to engage. They don't know if they're going to go to jail if they talk about crypto in the TV, right? So everybody's careful because nobody wants to go to jail. You see? So while we make sure that the media gets our attention, we need to start pushing legislation. We need to continue to lobby government. I'm particularly excited about the US because somehow the lobbyists in the US and the Senate, like the senators in the US, they try as much as possible to put crypto in the front of the government. They want government to regulate it and all of that. But in Africa, the situation is not that, clear-cut. Right. In fact, at some point, it was difficult for the Nigerian government to even allow people to. In fact, it's still on anyways. So you cannot more like transact directly with crypto using fiat currency in a country like Nigeria. But recently, thank goodness, the Nigerian SEC released a recent regulatory document stating how creators, how investors, how users can engage with the crypto and blockchain space. So these are the kind of changes that would help make crypto, take crypto to that mass adoption we are all looking for.
Yeah, Francis, I think, guys, Francis mentioned very important. He said that we can leverage on the media, right? How many times when something become a viral news, when something become popular and overnight become the sensation of the topic, I think the best thing is the media. Yeah, thanks a lot, Francis, for your thought on this. I think today, beside education, the second thing is the media. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe now we can have a Tom. Francis, can you mute? Okay, thanks, Francis. Yeah, maybe Tom, you heard what Francis has shared. I think he mentioned a very key point, the media, right? So what is on your mind? You can share with us, Tom, about after listening to the rest. Yeah.
Well, I agree with a lot that has been said. There's a number of things that are important for onboarding users to Web3, including like education, user experience, UI, and most notably network effects. I think network effects are very important. Network effects in terms of, like Ben mentioned, word of mouth, community, and also using medium. So I think media could be a powerful platform for getting the network effects. Yeah, in my opinion, in addition to all that, as I mentioned, I think that the internet will exist as a hybrid version of Web2 and Web3 for a long time, and I think this kind of seamless bridging of the two worlds is needed for so ease of access, low entry barrier. People will have to easily be able to on ramp and off ramp from the Web3 applications, because that's a key point. I think that the complexity is what makes people scared of even trying Web3. So if you think, even I do agree with you, Andy, that gaming, also esports, film and entertainment, but especially gaming will be the industry that will get us the next 100, 200 million users into Web3. And if you look at some of these games today, they actually have quite a high entry barrier to play. I mean, you have all these different chains, you have on-chain, off-chain parts of this, and it's not that easy to navigate for the average person. So making the experience between Web2 and Web3 seamless would go a long way in helping onboard a lot of people.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. I absolutely support that, right? And don't forget, right, now there's an entry to barrier even for play to earn games, like even the cost of the NFT. Axie Infinity takes on average 3 NFT of an average price of US $100. I think, Jamie, you just nodded your head, you know, right? It's very expensive now to enter the game, which is why now I think instead of offering guild, we are going to decentralization mode. We actually can offer the rental solutions, which means that this is another great way of mass onboard users. Why? It means that everyone in the world, so long you are a gamer, you are a player, and you have an interest in play to earn, you don't need to worry about the money part to buy an NFT, because blockchain is very mature. We even have NFT pay by installment. We even have NFT that can pay in and can be rent. And that solution is one of our industry leader here, IQ protocol. And then we also have the wallet solution Formless, right? Which I think then later on Flame Token can come out with a Flame Token that can buy and see all the movies in the world with just your token. Yeah, and there's a benefit, right? What if today we watch movie and we buy certain things to support the celebrity, and those we buy it in NFT, and if we keep it over time, maybe we strike the lottery, the NFT could turn us into millionaire. Things can just happen. But first, you need to enter Web3, because only by entering Web3, it allowed you to monetize, right? Because without all that, you really can't monetize at all. So earlier on, I mentioned what is Gems doing, right? I have a lot of similarities with you, which include rewarding fans, monetization, education, which is why we use esports module to onboard traditional games. We know that GameFi projects take about on average 12 months to 24 months to really build a complete game. So instead of waiting the GameFi projects to be ready, we built an esports module, because on top of a blockchain technology, because using our module, traditional players can receive the payment on time. Once they complete the competitions, it doesn't need to go through a middle person. It doesn't need to go through a bank transfer. It doesn't need to go through someone's bank account. We can do all this with Web3 by putting the prize money and having a smart contract. When team A or team B wins, they get rewarded right away. So again, this is the beauty when we combine esports plus blockchain. You don't need a club. You don't need a company. So long a team of 5 players or 3 players, depending on the game, you join the team using our platform, you start to earn the money directly and 100% based on your hard work and effort. So I think Gem's main idea is to have esports to mass onboard users. And yesterday, I was also working with another company. We are already talking about esports metaverse. And I think earlier on, also Asif mentioned, metaverse is also the bridge to mass users on board, because already people have tried this solution, right? A lot of us already have tried the VR. So it's not different from metaverse. It is the same headset, but this time it allows us to stand up and freely move and enjoy the immersive experience in metaverse versus VR, where we have to be like stationed and bounded to a chair or something. I think metaverse break the physical movement, which I think is also another way to mass users on board. So that is my personal thoughts from me, who is also the CEO of Gems. Thank you everyone for this time, and thank you to Kevin VC and Blocklike, who is our sponsors and organizer. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Asif. Let's say a goodbye to everyone, and then let's have another topic once again at this Binance Live. Thank you, everyone. Bye.